Ciao e benvenuti al nostro canale di YouTube. Siamo le Film Posers. Mi chiamo Josie e loro sono I miei co-host Gabriela, Juan e Anna. And I really hope I did not butcher it. I have not practiced my Italian in a hot minute, but yes, hello, ciao. Oggi staremo parlando del nuovo film the Disney Pixar Luca. And
Yay!
yeah. Just a little bit about Luca before we get into the film and our first reactions. Luca is about two young boys who experience an unforgettable Italian summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides. But all the fun is threatened by a deeply held secret. They are sea monsters from another world just below the water surface. So the film follows, of course, Luca Paguro, played by Jacob Tremblay, known for Room, Doctor Sleep, and Wonder. And Jack Dylan Grazer, best known for his roles in It, Shazam, and We Are Who We Are. So let's get into it. A little bit about our first reactions and then like official review and discussion. Let's start with Juan. What was your first reaction to watching Luca?
Well, ciao, buonasera. Mi chiamo Film Poser Juan. I thought Luca is a lovely, charming coming of age story. It showcases the beauty of family and friendship and the importance of knowing yourself. I thought through its vibrant scenery, its warm animation, and its sweet humor, I thought Luca manages to invite its audience to a story that's quite enjoyable for a summer day. I thought it was a very positive film. It was a very nice time as someone who has always wanted to go to Italy. It made me want to go even more. It made me want to just forget about everything I'm doing right now and just get on the trip to go to Italy. So, mission accomplished there. I loved Machiavelli. I thought the cat was adorable. I thought the exposition and the humor felt very natural without having to force the audience to enjoy it. That's what I enjoyed most because sometimes Pixar has had the issue of trying to make you cry during the films instead of earning it. Here, it was natural. You didn't feel forced. It was just a genuine good time.
So I thought this film was very like charming and lovely to watch. It's a simple yet delightful story about friendship and acceptance, and those vibrant colors that Pixar always has with his films. Well, we have it here, and it just feels like it's an inviteful hug. And it is very charming with the dialogue, with the jokes. It is really cute too. I really like the animation. I really like the character designs, and yeah, there's I have no complaints with this movie because Pixar sometimes tends to like showcase more adult themes, but this one, it was just simple. It was just for children that it was intended to be. So I really liked it. I thought it was like really cute. It is an enjoyable film.
Bonjour, je ne parle italiano, je parle français. Je m'appelle Gabriela.
Leave it once.
So I loved Luca. Like Juan and Anna mentioned, it was just such a charming film. It felt like a warm hug. I was so happy watching this film. I loved the animation, the mythology of the sea monsters, the character interactions. It was just so lovely. And it was a fun time. And honestly, that's what you need sometimes. You just need to have a good time watching a film. I was watching Luca and I was smiling because it was just so adorable and it had a lot of heart, in my opinion. And I feel like that was something that lacked in some of the recent Pixar films. Like they had heart, but in this one I felt it more than the other Pixar films that have been released recently. So I really love Luke. I love the setting. It was beautiful. And yeah, I have pretty much what Anna and Juan said. I have no complaints about this film. I had a wonderful time watching it, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to love it because it was a fun time and it's adorable. And who doesn't like that?
Yeah, one of my favorite things is what Juan mentioned, that the humor is not forced, it feels very natural.
Mhm.
Because oftentimes, you know, that there are animated films that, since they cater to younger audiences, they force the laughter. And I liked how everything here was very natural, especially with Machiavelli. They didn't push it that much just for laughs. It had a reason as well. I think the only thing for me is that the first act was a little bit slow, but once Luca and Alberto meet, it's wonderful. I absolutely love the film. I've seen it already like more than 3 times, and also another thing about that first act is that despite it being slow, at least there are things in there that pay off in the end. So it had a point and it had a reason. Like, for example, when Maya Rudolph's character, who plays Luca's mom, does the dolphin noise and then like it pays off later, which I thought it was so weird at first and very out of nowhere. But then when it happened the second time, I laughed because I was like, oh, there it is. But also, I need Maya Rudolph to play more animated moms because I absolutely loved her. And yeah, I guess what I want to get into for the discussion first is what did you think about Alberto and Luca's interactions? Because we all know it's gay.
It is gay. Insert Rita Moreno gift. It is gay.
It is. It's being released during Pride Month. Disney knew what they were doing.
Yes.
It's the Call Me by Your Name film, but animated and better. So really, you can't complain.
It doesn't outwardly, like, not to get like expectations super high, it doesn't outwardly say anything explicitly. Again, it's just a film about two boys having the summer of their lives, but they deeply care about each other, and like it's there and nobody can convince me otherwise, because there it like when you look at it as simple as that, it is a love story, and it is a story about friendship and acceptance and being able to be who you are and want to be in front of the people you love and be accepted by them. And yeah, it encompasses all those things that usually you do see, like those themes in queer stories, and they just did it so beautifully, and it was so subtle and so lovely. And yeah. Any other comments?
What I like about their friendship is how like both of them are so different, however they clicked. And I love how Alberto, he's like the spontaneous and energetic one, and he's the one that, you know, with his presence makes Lucas more sociable and interactable. And I really like how they just like, you know, they're for each other, you know. Like we can't say anything else, that they're just for each other, and like the friendship is so lovely, and I really liked about that. And it's a little bit gay, but we could talk about this later.
Also, the levels of sacrifice that they do for each other throughout the film, in case anyone wants to comment about that, because the sacrifices in this film are just,
especially in the end, that final sacrifice that got to me.
I cried.
It was so beautiful. I cried, yeah. And they also try to better each other, where Alberto introduces the Silencio Bruno comment.
Silencio Bruno.
Look, you got it right. You can speak Italian.
Silencio Bruno. It's the hands.
nobody, absolutely nobody. Luca animators.
Yeah, but they definitely want to have fun, as you see in the beginning, but they also push themselves to be better, knowing that there can be more for their lives. And that friendship, which at first just seems like, oh, let me just help you out so you can know what you're missing on, turns out to be that they both needed each other in ways they didn't even realize. And when you go through that with the story, it's quite beautiful to see, because it does feel like one of those friendships that end up being a long-term friendship, not just I knew you for the summer and then that's it, like a summer camp kind of friendship.
Yeah, especially important to note that because a lot of people have been calling this lower tier Pixar. I think it's mostly because it is less high impact as most of the movies we've been seeing recently. So when you go into this, just know that it is a relaxed film. It kind of has a Studio Ghibli vibe where you're just vibing.
I was gonna say it felt like My Neighbor Totoro, but like Italian.
I think the other reason is because before Luca, the last Pixar film was Soul, and it was more catered to adults. However, we have Luca, which is just for children. That's why they say it's such a low tier Pixar, because it's not catered for that specific audience.
Yeah, but they do such a good job with the world building, recreating the Amalfi Coast. I thought that was like amazing. I thought that was probably one of the best world building Pixar wise, because they aimed for the tiny details that would make someone feel more comfortable with the setting and more invited, which sometimes I loved Onward personally, but I felt it was a little harder to get into Onward than it was to Luca because, of course, there were a lot of elements in Onward that Luca just didn't have. Luca's just, hey, you're here for 90 minutes. Here's the story. Just enjoy the ride. That's all it asks you do. Enjoy the ride and enjoy the beauty that they create. It doesn't ask you to get emotionally invested, but you do.
¿Algo más que quieran comentar?
Yes, I believe Luca should have been saved for theaters. This was something I would have paid to see in theaters, especially like a premium format theater like IMAX. This would have been the movie to do that. And it's a family
Very delightful.
film. Yeah, it's very delightful. It's very, and during these times, we need a film like Luca. And to go back into the theaters with a film like Luca, I thought it would have been perfect. I would have been like, sold, take all my money. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be on Disney Plus, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to watch it. Again, it's Pixar. Pixar already has an established audience, both with adults and children. So I have no doubt that it's gonna do well on Disney Plus. That it's gonna find its audience.
That and it's Film Poser approved. Of course, people are gonna watch it.
Like that. It's a 4 out of 4 Film Poser approved. A perfect score.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the best thing to leave this review on is that Luca is proof that less is more. It is a simple story full of so much heart and so much love, and you can tell that it was made from a place of joy because it feels like sunshine and happiness. And I hope you enjoy it. You've heard our thoughts. It's Film Poser approved, 4 out of 4, as Gabriela said. And yeah, go watch it. It'll be on Disney Plus, available to stream with no extra charge. Haha. On June 18th. And yeah, you can find Film Posters basically everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc. You can also stream our podcast on any listening platform. And again, remember, we're all Film Posters. Bye.
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 Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao.